What's the worst example of cognitive dissonance you've seen in real life? Story 1. My alcoholic husband, who is completely off the rails and rapidly drinking himself to death and tearing my and our kids' hearts apart, sitting in his chair rambling on about how sorry he feels for a friend who is dealing with a loved one's drug addiction. Story 2. People complaining about other people's driving while committing the same errors, but it's okay because they are in a hurry. Story 3. So grandmother died this year, of cancer, that she had for 10 years. She refused to get treated, refused x-rays because she believed x-rays would give her cancer. You know this, I know this, rational people know this, there are different types of radiation and every exposure has a chance of causing some sort of issue, or not. A chest x-ray is equivalent to a transatlantic flight, or whatever. And when you're 89 years old, and you already have cancer, an x-ray can't possibly do you any harm whatsoever. Story 4. I had a now ex-best friend who had a pregnancy scare. She was super pro-life, very conservative Republican. I asked her what she was going to do and what support she needed from me, and she said she was considering getting an abortion if she was pregnant. When I seemed surprised, she said, "Well, it's different for me. I'm not a slut like those other girls. I'm not ready for a baby. It's different." We stopped being friends after that. I couldn't handle it anymore. Story 5. When the pandemic started, a friend of mine got really obsessed with the fact that you can't leave your home or go near people without a mask, etc. Only thing is, it never reflected in his own actions. He judged others but did not follow guidelines himself. He worked at a grocery store at the time and refused to wear a mask his boss told him to wear, meanwhile complaining about people coming to the store without masks and putting his health at risk. Story 6. People on government disability payments talking about cutting welfare. Story 7. My dad has been on disability since around 1998, rather fraudulently I might add, because it took him ages to get full disability because he was perfectly capable to work a desk job, and very good with computers for the time, but he didn't want to do a desk job. So he finally got enough partial physical and partial mental health disability to add up to 100% by going to dozens of doctors and outright lying. For 20+ years he has sat at a desk all day playing on a computer with Fox News blaring 24/7 in the background, ranting about people living off of his hard-earned tax dollars so they can be lazy. It's pretty wild to witness. Story 8. Being a Medicare agent in rural, South GA, I cannot tell you the number of times I've had clients complain to me about socialism and young people just being lazy and entitled and wanting everything handed to them while I was renewing their Medicaid and food stamps applications. Story 9. People who have generational wealth, but then claim they pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and worked their ass off to get where they are, while claiming everyone else is just lazy. My coworker told me that her boyfriend's colleagues, they're all delivery men, were jealous of his fancy, expensive car. She said that if those coworkers wanted the same as her BF, they should just step up their game and start studying as he is. He bought the car purely with money he got from his dad. She claimed everyone has equal opportunities in life, to study, or get a career. Later in that same conversation she mentioned that her father was never able to study, so he became a mason instead, because his own father died young and his mother couldn't afford letting him study. Story 10. Met a guy who said he didn't care if sometimes kids got shot in public shootings because that's the price of having guns in a free society. Same dude also acts dramatically affected by the mere concept of abortion and says how sad it is that little unborn babies have to die. Shit is so infuriating. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to notifications for new incredible stories.